afterwards. But what even is a pitch deck? A pitch deck is literally a 15 to 10 slide presentation, if you want to call it. I always call it a deck, but I'm trying to break down what a deck is. It's a 10 to 15 slide presentation that you can literally create on Canva. And it just details out who you are and what you do and what you're trying to get from said investor, right? So that's literally what a deck is. And the whole point of the deck, you're not trying to sell them in the deck per se. You mostly want to try to get these people on a call after, or you mostly want to try to get them in a meeting, because you're going to be able to sell better when you're in front of them or when you're on a call with them, rather than sending out a cold email to people who never heard of your brand, don't know who you serve, don't know why you're doing anything that you're doing. So the main objective of the pitch deck is to get investors to understand why they should be investing in you, why you are the person to invest in, and what you guys are even doing. So without further ado, we are going to get into it. Let me share my screen. Y'all excited? Y'all already know, if you've ever come to any of these classes with me, I can't do low energy now. I need the folks in the room to be excited and ready to get this money. So make sure y'all are in the chat, turning up. If you feel like something is hitting your spirit, just drop something in the chat so I know we are tapped in together as a unit right now, because I can go to bed. Y'all know I love a good nap, child. I will go straight to bed, okay? I loves me a good nap. They like ready. Okay, I see y'all in the chat. So for those of you who might not know me, I am Stormy Banks. I'm a business funding specialist. I help women entrepreneurs get funding for their businesses. This is something that I've been doing for the last 3 years with my company, Pink Print. And I'm excited to be able to share with you guys new opportunities and ways that you guys can get funding through investor capital, because we always focus on lines of credit, loans, credit cards, and all that other jazz, and even grants sometimes. But there are so many opportunities for funding out here, especially for people of color. They are dropping loads of capital into us because we're the underserved, but we are also the leading people who are starting businesses in the US right now. We did 71% of businesses in the US last year, women entrepreneurs. So it's time for the shmoney to be dribbled down. You get what I'm saying? So I'm going to kind of just show you guys this way that I do pitch decks. And I'm going to show you guys one of my pitch decks too, so you can get some exact ways that we're creating these opportunities and how we're finding investors and how we're able to pitch to them in the different ways for what they need. Period. Let them know right now. Let them know. So like I said, stay till the end of the call, because I am going to give away 2 free pitch decks to someone on this call. And if you want an opportunity to win a grant proposal, I'm going to drop my YouTube link in the chat. If you guys subscribe to this YouTube chat, I'm also giving away 3 free pitch decks on Friday. So don't miss that opportunity, because if you in this class, you love free stuff, okay? And so do I. So let's get all of the free game, all the free gems that we could get in 2023. All right, period. So boom, right? What and why, okay? What and why is literally what you need to know, okay? What is it that you are pitching? Are you pitching your full business, right? Are you trying to get an investor to come in and pitch your full business and invest in your whole entire full business? Are you pitching for an event? Are you pitching for a product launch? Are you pitching for, a vendor opportunity? What is it that you're pitching for? What's your story? You guys already know, anytime that you're trying to get someone to buy something or invest in something from your business, they have to have a connection with it. It has to make sense for them. I'm not going to go and buy lotion that is dedicated for people with eczema if I don't have eczema. So you have to make sure that you are clearly stating what's your story and who you're serving in your pitch deck. What's the market? Okay, the market is your market. If you're in the hair industry or the spa industry or the digital product e-commerce industry or whatever industry you're in, you have to know your market. And I mean, on a global, on a local, and on a national scale, you need to understand your market. Who's your competition, right? Who's your competition? How much money is being made? How often people are starting businesses? Where are they starting businesses? You need to understand your market. There is no question about that, right? Then there's the why. Why you? Why do you feel like You deserve my $100,000. What about you is exactly going to allow whatever you're pitching me to come to fruition? If you're telling me, give me 100K so that you can make me some money back, or so that you can, do this, get these impressions or get these views, get these sales, whatever it is that you're pitching, why are you a good person for that, right? Why now? Okay, that's another part of the market. Why is now a good time to be starting? Why is now a good time to be investing into hair bundle inventory? Why is now a good time to start a lip gloss company? Why is now a good time to get into Airbnb? Why is now a good time to get into real estate? Why now? Why us, right? Because like I said, you're not just going to be pitching to any old body. You're going to be pitching to people who it makes sense, who are aligned with your brand. Alignment is major key alert. You're going to be pitching to people who are aligned to your brand, who are wanting to access the same audience that you're accessing, or they have cross-selling opportunities through their products or through their services that make sense with what you're selling. If you're hosting an event, right? Let's just say you're a hairstylist and you want to do a tour, like a hands-on tour, want to do a class. And you're like, okay, I want to try to get partnerships with different brands. I want to get some money to fund my tour. You need to be reaching out to edge control companies. And these don't have to be huge 500 Fortune 500 companies. These could be local Instagram girls that sell edge control. These could be girls that sell, the gummy glue girl. These could be people who sell whatever it is that you're going to be using that makes sense to your audience. Get it funded by these people. I'm like, every step of the way, why are we using our own money when there's people out here that want an opportunity to be able to either sell more, to reach another audience, or, to get more impressions and potential customers? Sell to the people who are smaller, because they're going to be looking at the opportunity as a bigger opportunity. If you only have 50 people at a tour, or you don't have a lot, if you're startup, you don't have a lot of customers yet, a big Fortune 500 company is not going to want to invest in someone who can't even show any revenue or data. But a small business owner might be like, yeah, I'm going to invest because you're showing me this is an opportunity that I could get whatever it is that you're pitching in your deck, right? So make sure you guys are not looking at investors with such a big mind. Look at investors as everyone around you that aligns with your brand, period. Any and everybody, okay? This making sense? Let me know. Let's go over some of the do's. Some of the doozies, the do's, telling your story. Like we said, you want to connect with your investors. Keeping it simple. When I say keep that design simple, girl, please do not have all type of things floating around. You got dangling bundles at the top. You got these people over here holding light posts. Like, keep it simple. Do you see how simple these slides are? I did this for a reason, so that you guys could see how simple a deck could be. White background, big, easy to read letters, branded, simple, clean. You can understand it. You can get the information. Keep it simple, but keep it branded. Make it make sense for your brand. All throughout, it needs to be simple, clean design and branded to what you are, who you are, and represents you as a company. Easy to read. Typos. Y'all already know, if you ever took one of my grant classes, get somebody to proofread it, sis. Like, or turn on, they have like those apps on your computer that you can download, proofread it. Even Canva has like a where they will correct you if you're wrong. Proofread it, minimize your typos, minimize your grammatical errors. Bullet points is a major key alert. They want to see it simple, easy, clean, right? Number the pages too, because a lot of people make the mistake in putting a table of contents right at the beginning. You're wasting time. You're wasting too much time. Just number the pages so that they know where to go. Okay, this is page 3, 4, 5, and they can just keep track of what's going on. Investors or people who are into this type of stuff, they're getting so many pitch decks a day, a week. You want to keep your stuff as simple as possible and do not spend too much time with too much wording or with too many graphics, and make it very clean, simple, and clear. 10 to 15 pages, okay? Do not get up in Canva and get too creative where you got at the end of it 30 slides where you want somebody to go spend 30 slides reading about your business. It ain't gonna happen, Okay, they're going to read the first 5 pages. They're going to read the first page. If the first page doesn't grasp them and interest and align them, you can forget about it. Okay, grasp them in the first page. The second page, you have to really reel them in. Be clear and make it flow, right? Be clear and make it flow. Like, it shouldn't be, oh, here's our team. Oh, but then here's how much we're asking for. Oh, but here's how much the market. It should go in a easy, simple flow that makes sense with what you're serving and what you're doing. And I'm going to get into that after we tell you what not to do. Okay? Like I said, tell your story, but do not write your story. Bullet points is key. 2 sentences at the most. Keep it simple. People have busy lives. Nobody is out of, having a busy life. You have a busy life and you want to be able to read things like this. That's why you be on Instagram scrolling. Attention spans are down to like 10 seconds. Make it quick. Like I said, no crazy designs. Don't put too much information, because the whole goal is to either get them on a call or to get them in person. So tell them the need to knows to make them be drawn in. The need to knows to draw you in. And then if you want more, give me a call. Schedule a call here with us so we could go over the details of it. Get in line with us so we could go over the details, right? Keep it organized. Like I told you guys, don't put too many slides and don't put too many details. Your goal is to give them the quick, this is the possibilities, this is the opportunity, this is why, and hello, call me, okay? Call me, period. That's what we want, because we could sell way better in person or on phone than we could sell through an email. And that's just the honest to God's truth. Let's go over some key elements, because this is basically how your slides should be detailed out, right? These are the slides. Okay, so company name and info, that's your first slide. Your company name and the info. When I say company name, it should read like Pink Print Firm, helping women entrepreneurs get funding. Your one-liner sentence that tells who you are and who you serve, and your company name. Boom, that's it. You could even, if you're gonna, depending on what you're pitching, if you're pitching your full business, put your business one-liner, your tagline. If you're pitching an event, put the name of the event, the logo of the event, and put an event to curate women entrepreneurs and network. Whatever it is that you are trying to get money for and raise money for, put that logo and put that one-liner, that tagline for that exact thing that you're trying to do. If you're doing products, here's the new LaCroix, we're launching the orange sweet, whatever, that product, that whatever you're pitching, put that name in that tagline. That's it. That's the first page. Second page, 30-second grabber. You're trying to get their attention right here, right now. So now that they see the front page and they're like, okay, cool, this aligns. Because first page, they're going to decide whether they're going to keep going or not already, because you've already told them we're selling a new product, it's water, right? If they're not interested in investing in water, they're gone already. And that's normal. That's good. Weed them out. So then if they are interested, okay, we're aligned with water brands. Let's see what the next slide has. Now you got to say something that knocks their socks off. You got to think of something fire. I'm talking about like 100 Americans are dehydrated because their water doesn't have, these elements in it. Like, you got to say something crazy. Like, and I usually, when I do my 30-second grabber, I usually make it based in data. I'm bringing a straight fact, like every time, like 71% of women entrepreneurs failed first year because of lack of funding. I'm just hitting you with it so that you already know, like, damn, okay, why? Now you want to know why, right? Like, why are they failing? Okay, cool. I already know that this is a company that helps women fund. Now I'm seeing how much people don't get funded. So let me see what she could do to solve the problem, because that's what we're doing. We're going to show them we're going to solve the problem, and that they could get in on the opportunity to solve the problem, because solving the problem makes money. We all know that. So then after you tell them what your 30-second grabber is, you tell them what the problem is. Boom. Why are women entrepreneurs not getting funding? Why is it? Okay, lack of resources, lack of education, lack of network, like whatever it is that they're not getting funding, you need to make that very plain. These are the problems. Anytime you state the problems, make sure they align with your particular solution. Okay, if you're hosting an event, or if you coming out with a new glue for lace, Why is it a problem? It's a problem. These are the problems. The problems are glue is not lasting more than 24 hours, or people do not have access to glue outside, a good glue in local retail, like beauty supply stores, or people do not know how to properly use glue. They're not being educated on how to apply it at home. Okay, cool. Those will align exactly with your solutions, because you want to present yourself as the like we are literally the ha's to them. Okay, like, wow, the solution is right in front of me. Let me invest in it, because these people have figured it out. They know what they're talking about. So then after the problem, of course, you want your next slide to be a solution-based slide. Here's how we're going to attack this. We have this plan, and this plan to attack these problems that are arising in our in our market, in our industry. And that's what we're going to do with this exact exact pitch that we're pitching you, whatever your offer is. Don't go in there trying to give them 1,100 quadrillion problems. Stay focused. We keeping it simple right now. If they want more detail, you can then break everything down on a call, or you could break everything down in person. Keep it simple. Give them 2 big problems, 3 big problems. Don't go in there trying to have bullet points for days, because that's just too much. If you create too many problems, people get scared. They're like, okay, this is just problematic. There's no way to solve this. So make sure you're keeping it very simple, right? Then your solution, then your market. You have to make it look sexy for them. Now, going with our gummy glue, look, we told you the problem. We told you we're the solution. Look at how many sales are in the beauty industry. The beauty industry is $54.2 billion globally. There is room in the market for us to be able to be the solution to other problems. There's room for us, right? There's market share opportunity. So always put in, the market and why you make sense in the market, and why there's room and how much money, because everybody want to see the dollar signs, right? Competition. You got to be able to know who you fighting against. Now, every deck is different, because every deck is going to get you different results. It's a difference between, if you're a startup, this is perfect for a startup or any company that is trying to get specifically money. Now, sometimes you're not selling to make money. Sometimes you are trying to get investments as a grant opportunity, right? You want them to invest, and what you give them in return is access to the audience. You know what I'm saying? You're not saying, hey, I'm going to make you money. You're saying, I'm going to make you money indirectly based on exposing you and your company to our huge audience that we're going to have. And so sometimes when you're doing that, you don't have to put the market, in there, because it's simply something that you're curating and that you're starting. Or the competition. So competition, team is going to be important, because like I said, who are you? Like, why you? If you're a solopreneur, you're the team. If you do have a small team, put your small team. Like, you want to be able to show, hey, this girl is part of our team. She has 30 years experience in, financial officing and this loan officer, whatever she does. Okay, I'm also a part of the team. I'm a business funding specialist. I've raised $10 million for women entrepreneurs. This part, like, you want to detail out and highlight what are their biggest attributes and why they deserve to be on the team, and why that team is going to make whatever you're pitching, make sense and make it happen. Right. And then, of course, if you have projections already, or if you don't, you want to project what the potential of what you're pitching is going to do. Right. So your event, how many people are going to be there? Right. How many projected people are going to be at the event? Your product, when you're launching your new product, how many potential people are going to buy it on launch day based on your strategy? Okay, what about your business? What are you expecting to do in 2023 number wise? If everything goes well, you're projecting. If you don't have any numbers to project off of, you do it with your market research. What does a beauty industry professional make first year in business? Great, that's my projection. Okay, I expect to make, $250,000 first year with this marketing strategy, because this is what everybody else is doing. Why wouldn't I do it? Hello, I got you behind me and I'm me. So it makes sense to me. So that's what you need to be able to, clearly outline of what your projections are. And your projections are important, because this is what's really going to nail it down for them, of like, okay, this is what they're saying that they believe they can do. What do you really believe that you can do? That's your projections. And then your ask. Your ask is, now, how much do you want? How much do you want? For real, for real. How much is you asking for? And then you should put like a little graph by it based on like what the either somewhere put it there or put it on the market, a little graph of showing like how you're going to utilize the funds when you get the monies. So that's your ask, right? Your ask is being like, we need 50,000 to make this happen though. You know, stuff was cute, but we need that 100K by tomorrow. Okay. So this is an easy way to be able to, organize your slides. Literally, this is the step-by-step on how to create your slides. Your last slide should be your thank you page or question page, whatever it is, the page that's going to allow them to contact you after they've gone through your deck for them to be able to get into alignment with what you're pitching. Does this make sense? Let me know if you guys have any questions at this point. She like, period. So listen, we need 100K by tomorrow. Let me know if this is making sense to you, ladies and gents. And I know some people just came in. If you just came in, stay to the end because I am giving away 2 free pitch decks to people who are on the call. And then I did drop my, I don't even know where it went. I did drop my YouTube link because I'm going to give out 3 free grant proposals for anyone that subscribes to my YouTube channel by Friday. So I'm just going to drop that YouTube link again for the people that's just joining. Let me see what the questions is given. Yes, would you use a pitch deck with or without a business plan when trying to get an investor? Or will the investor ask for the business plan after they review the pitch deck? Can you use the info in your business plan for your pitch deck? So for the first question, I don't use business plans no more. Business plans are dead. Business plans is if you want to map out what you're doing in your business. Ain't nobody reading no dang on business plan unless you're trying to go for a huge bank loan. Ain't nobody reading no business plan. Ain't nobody got time for that, for one. So to the first question, do you need a business plan, or do you use it without a business plan? Absolutely. Will the investor ask you? No, they're going to get on a call and they want you to be the expert. They want you to give them the information. Can you use the info from your business plan for your pitch deck? Yeah, because this is the same information essentially that's in a business plan. It's just very diluted with a whole different goal in mind, because the business plan was really structured for you to get the funding on the spot. The pitch deck is for you to get the call to close the investor and to build that connection. So hope that answers that. She said, this is good. Sounds like Shark Tank. Hello, I need 500,000 for 5% equity split. They said a lot of sense. Okay, what if we do not have a team right now? You could be a solopreneur, but you got to sell yourself like crazy. Make sure, you sell yourself of why you make sense in that product, in that pitch. I was scared to make my own pitch deck in the past, but you broke this down so good. Good. How do we win the pitch deck? By staying on the call. I'm just going to do a raffle with the people that's on the call. When are you ready to use a pitch deck? At any point, you're ready to use a pitch deck. Anytime you're ready to get some money. Is you ready to get some money? You ready for a deck. You ready for a deck. Only time I would say don't do a deck. Let's say, for instance, you're doing a deck based off of a new business or a new business idea. If you have not mapped out that business and the fundamentals of that business, don't go send people a pitch deck, because you're going to risk the potential of them taking your idea. If you're not ready to go to market tomorrow, or your product is not ready to go to market tomorrow, as soon as you get that capital, you don't know who your manufacturer is going to be. You don't know, map everything out first, and then you get the monies, because you don't want people to take your idea and now you giving them a whole 4 or 5 months to be able to take your idea. Have your idea ready to go to market like next day if you got that funding. Because that is, investors really aren't going to steal your idea. They get 1,000 ideas a week or a month. You don't have to really worry about that. And there's really no way to protect you against that, because I know that's going to be another question. They not signing no NDA. Okay. A real VC, venture capital funding, they're not signing no NDA. I'm not signing no NDA. Like, it ain't that deep, girl. Like, okay, we passed on the idea. Next, basically that's how it's going to go. So you're not going to be ready if you're not ready as a business to really go to market next day. How do you find investors? I use LinkedIn, and I use this website called Crunchbase. Those are 2. Crunchbase does cost, but Crunchbase is good. And then LinkedIn is really good. But also, like I said, investors are like your local people. Like, if you're, depending on what you're trying to sell, depending on what you're trying to pitch, just get on Instagram and reach out, get people's emails on Instagram, create like a little spreadsheet of 300 people and reach out to them consistently, sending them out your pitch deck and sending out your, you know, your email pitch to them. When you are sending out your pitch deck, make sure you send it through this thing. Hold on, what do I use? What is this thing called? I think it's called DocSend. Let me make sure for y'all though. Yeah, I use this thing called DocSend, which is DocSend, DocSend, because when you use DocSend, what you're going to do, they have to put their email in to be able to get the pitch deck. So now you've collected their email for one. Then the other thing is, well, their email and phone number for one. You have their data for any future information that you want, any future ideas. Then also it allows you to see how long a person is looking at the deck and what pages they're looking at, which is important data for you as well to know when you get on a call what their focus is or what their concerns might be. You're already 2 steps ahead. So send it through DocSend. The other thing about DocSend too is you can revoke people's access to it. So once you revoke the access, they no longer can access the pitch deck. Therefore, you know, how they gonna steal an idea that they can't remember because they didn't have all of this stuff going on, or, you know, in the sense of you might be moving on and you just want to protect your intellectual property. So DocSend is definitely the way to go. So when we are doing our grant applications and they ask us for a business plan, should we give them a pitch deck? Which grant applications are you doing? Are you talking about federal funding? Because a lot of grants are not asking for a business plan because you're giving them a grant proposal, which are 2 different things. Are pitch decks used for grants or is this alone? This is for investor capital. So neither. Sadana said, I struggle with a 30-second grabber. Can you give an example for the hairstyle? Can you give an example? I'm going to show you guys some decks too, so we could go over that. What if I need money to invest in real estate and have for my hair business? That sounds like 2 pitch decks to me. It was LinkedIn and Crunchbase. Yeah, I got it. There you go. Okay, cool. That's all the questions for now. Let us get into some decks. So this is a deck that I just recently created. Y'all gonna see how simple these decks is and be blown away. This deck already, we've gotten 3 sponsors off of this deck alone. And once y'all see the whole, y'all gonna be like, wow, this is really simple. It's crazy. So you guys know, I put it on my story recently, or I put it on my Instagram recently that I'm starting a podcast, right? So I'm like, okay, cool. I want to get funding for the podcast because y'all know I'm not using my own money when we got access to people out here that want to be able to grow their business and, you know, get access to impressions and insights and potential customers. So I was like, cool, let's get it funded for the set. You know, let's get the production team, all of that stuff. We could get all of that funded, no problem. So boom. This was our deck for the podcast, Rob to Riches. As you can see, boom, there's the logo, Rob to Riches, and boom, what does it tell you? Exactly what it is, the one-liner, right? It literally shows you the transparency podcast for women entrepreneurs. Boom, bam, bada bing, bada boom. Very much simple, very much easy to do. And we're in our branding realm, right? These are our branding colors and it all makes sense. That's your first thing. So if you're looking to reach an audience of women entrepreneurs, already you're going to be linked in, you're going to be tapped in, especially women of color, because you see the girls in the background, they're all women of color. So don't play with us. So you already know, boom, it's right here. Then we're going to the next slide, right? Here's the grabber. I already told y'all what the grabber was because that's the grabber always, right? 71%, can y'all see that? Oh, I can see it. 71% of women entrepreneurs fail the first year due to lack of funding and education. Boom. Now they're like, okay, why? Why do people fail? Or how are you going to solve that people are failing? Now, like I said, there's different decks for everything. This deck is not telling people that we're going to make them money. So it's not going to have every single element. We're telling people that we're going to get them impressions and insights, which is new customers. And we're giving away the email list that we're getting from this podcast. That email list alone is already at 5,000 people that have interest in this podcast. So that alone with your email marketing systems is money in the bank if you know what you're doing with it. And on top of that, you're getting impressions and insights from having your product on the podcast. So this deck is a different deck. This is more so for, you know, we're not making you any money directly. We're making you indirect sales. Okay. So then now I'm going into how are we going to help women get more funding, right? I'm like, On our podcast, we're going to have relatable topics, inspirational speakers, impactful education, and build community, which is an easy 1, 2, 3. Do y'all see white background, simple design, branding for our branding, bullet points? I'm not saying too much. Relatable topics, inspirational speakers, impactful education, and building community. Simple. Got it. Okay. You're going to help women entrepreneurs through these things. This is what you're going to do. Got it. Okay. Boom. Right. Now, what am I doing? This is really where you could introduce your team, but instead I introduce the people who are going to be our guests on our podcast. Because if we're selling the opportunity that people have the opportunity to get insights, I want you to know ahead of time that this exposure right here is going to be crazy. So I'm letting you know so you can do your own research just off of this on who all these people are. Wow, 129K views, followers, 113 followers, 75.1K followers. You can only imagine when you're doing a collaborative post with these people and your brand is tagged or your brand is sitting right here. If the whole time this was sitting right here, y'all would be wondering what this is in my background. Y'all be like, what's that pink thing in her background? If this right here, if I kept drinking this the whole time and had it like this, showing y'all the brand, y'all be like, what's that water she keep drinking? Boom. Yeah, that's what we giving you. People already know brand placement, brand alignment, and viewership of women entrepreneurs. This is the brands that we're looking to work with. So you can only imagine how many insights that's going to give a company in order for them to be able to get indirect sales from us, plus our email list, plus the following, plus the engagement, plus the viewership. It's crazy already. It's crazy. So then boom, now I'm giving them the data. Okay. This is the data that I'm giving them. Once I'm getting on the calls, I'm telling them, I have receipts, from all of these people. I have their insights from the last 30 days. So this is not me throwing out numbers. This is the facts. We collectively have 1.8 with all of our guests. We have 1.8 million Instagram followers, 400,000 email subscribers collectively through all of the people. Instagram and YouTube impressions, 16 million throughout all of the people that are going to be watching, tuning in, viewing from Instagram, coming through. These are the potential numbers and the receipts from what we already have shown, right? Take a look at the slides. I'm not going design crazy. Branded, clean, simple, okay? And it's quick. The information is quick. I'm not writing out no 1,000 quadrillion sentences. It's 1, 2, 3. All right. Now, this is where I'm just showing some results from what our company is already doing, letting them know why us, right? Why are we the good go-to podcast for women entrepreneurs to listen and get the information through relatable, digestible, building community? Why us? Boom, we've already built the community. We can show you we've already built that through the people who we serve. Here are the results. Here are the reviews. We're already doing what we're saying we're doing. This isn't us starting something new. It's just that we're just launching a podcast. But this is something we already do. Why us? This is why us. Don't ask us, ask the people, right? Making it very clean, very simple. Then you tell your story. Right? So this is my story. This is the only time I put anything long is when I'm telling my story. And I would have bullet pointed this out, but because this is not a sales deck, I wanted to give a little bit more information in here. But if this was a sales deck, I would have bullet pointed that out. Easy. Right? So boom, I'm telling my story, why I'm starting what I'm starting, and why this is such a passion project for me, because Rob to Riches, so many entrepreneurs have gotten robbed, maybe not of money, but maybe of their, motivation, maybe of their ideas, maybe of something in their lives along the way of their entrepreneurship journey. They felt like they was alone. They felt like they lost it all. They took an L, and Rob to Riches is allowing women the safe space to be able to talk about the real behind entrepreneurship and give other women entrepreneurs the ideas of what it really takes to build a 6- and 7-figure brand. Period. Why me? Because I've built 6- and 7-figure brands, because I've been robbed, and because I've seen the other side of it. So simple as that. That's why me. So that's what you want to tell in your founder story, right? Then here's the team. So I'm breaking down the team, right? And and you're highlighting the team's major PowerPoints based on what you're selling. Don't say he had a dog for 8 years, a mother of 3. Unless you're selling something for moms, we do not care, okay? We want to know, why are you going to be good at doing this, right? 12 years in video and production, produce top podcasts with 100 million views, produce content for Rick Ross, like 10-year entrepreneur, 8 years, like these all make sense for why their attributes will work well to create a podcast that will do viewership along with our guests. Like it all is combined, congealed, it's all making sense. Everything has to make sense for what you're doing. Don't choose a team that have no experience in what you're trying to do. And if it's just you, you need to be outlining why you are so good. If you're selling some new, some new edge control, some new lace glue, I've been a wig stylist for 13 years, this, that, and the third. Like, you need to break it down based on what you're pitching. Right? And I added this slide in for visual concept, because when you're emailing decks, you have to remember, like I said, attention span is low. So you want to keep people in the know. You want to keep people excited about what you're doing. Like, this kind of gives you a visual of, like, imagine your products back here on that backstage, right? Where you see all of the products back there. Imagine your products back there on this beautiful set. Like, imagine what that will do for you along with awareness. Imagine your wine in our hands and we're sipping and chatting. Like, imagine what just that product placement will do for your business. Give them the visual. If you're cold emailing investors, another technique that I have used before I send out a pitch deck, what I'll do is I'll get on either Zoom or I'll get on Loom, and I'll record myself. I'll write out a little script for myself, 30 seconds to 60 seconds top. And I will get on there and be like, hey guys, I'm Stormy Banks of Women Entrepreneur. I'm the owner of Pink Print, where we help women entrepreneurs get funding for their business. I want to tell you about this really exciting opportunity that we have. We are launching our new podcast, The Safe Space for Women Entrepreneurs, to be able to learn the grit that it takes to build out a real 6- and 7-figure business. We are launching on May 1st, and the podcast is called Rob to Riches. I want you guys to see some of the things that we have coming up, and I would literally talk to them just like they was in front of me, and I would send that 30 to 60 second pitch, or I will upload it on YouTube and, just make it to where it's not public, make it like the private unlisted one. Just send them the link and like send them some email copy that says like, hey, we think that your brand is perfect for our upcoming podcast. We have the potential to get you 16 million insights for your business and indirect sales. We would love for you to check us out with the link below. Boom, they click the link. It's a video. It's more formal. I mean, it's more informal. It's a little bit more, warm. It's a little bit more connecting. And at the end of the video, I'm always going to send a call to action. Thank you so much for your time. If you're looking to get in contact with us, look in the description box or email us at info@pinkprint.net. Hello. Because on YouTube, I can see everybody who watches that video on the unlisted. So those are some different things that I do to pitch. And when I tell you, this deck already got 3 sponsors. So period. I know it works. Okay, so boom. Now we're getting into the ask, right? Before I ask for anything, I always just before I ask for any monies, I always kind of just more so let them know what exactly they're going to get out of what we're asking for. So I'm like, look, share your story, get your brand on the eyes of, a large community of women entrepreneurs without any heavy lifting, right? We're going to make this so easy for you to get all these new customers, this 16 million insights. We're going to make this easy for you. This is how. Storytelling, right? Because we're going to be doing shout outs, impressions. You're going to be getting seen on all of our podcasts, all of our viewerships, and product placement, right? Product placement is huge, because product placement could be simple as just having this right behind me the whole time. You're looking at different stuff. You're looking at my hair. You're looking at my clothes. You guys know when you watch podcasts or when you watch YouTube videos, you're not just watching the person. You're looking at the whole thing. You're seeing it. Just like when you see ads, right? Just like when you see ads all the time, you're seeing it. So this is what we're telling them, like, share your story, get in front of these people. This is how you could get involved with us. Boom. Now we're hitting them with the ask. We're telling them, okay, we need 16,000 though. Yeah, for that. Yeah, that part. And we're kind of bullet pointing out what exactly is entailed in those products, right? We're like, look, we have $2,000 packages, 5,000, 9,000, 16,000. and all of them look different. If you're interested in, getting connected with us, we would love to, figure out how we can help your brand and what your brand is looking for, because a $2,000 package could get you brand placement on 2 episodes and could get you an interruption ad, or could get you shouted out on the podcast, where we'll be like, hey, hi, this is our interruption segment or whatever. You guys go check out Hella Awkward at hellaawkwardcards.com. Boom. Now you've gotten the actual verbiage and the links in the description. So we're telling them, this is what we're going to give you. This is what we need in return to make this podcast happen. So please send the money by tomorrow. Then I always try to break down too, not only giving them different options on different tiers, but even a lower package, right? Hey, if those aren't good for you, we have simply just promotional package where we could just shout your brand out during our episodes. And that's only $500, right? Shouting your brand out on our episodes, just saying, you guys, we had this amazing card game, Hella Awkward. Go check them out at hellaawkward.com, right? Boom, that's it. $500 just for that. That's simple. 16 million views. Imagine just what that would do for your brand, of having the link in the description and a shout out during a podcast that's getting that many views. And when we do the cut ups of the episodes, you getting tagged in our reels or in our collaboration posts for the podcast. Like, that's just a no brainer for you to be able to get those type of insights. And like I said, after that, always put your thank you page or your question page and tell them thank you for your time. We can't wait to work with you on the Robs to Riches podcast. You can reach us at this, and you see I said schedule a follow-up call, whatever you need to do, we got you. And I already have their email and phone number because I sent it through DocuSign, or I already had their email from previous investment opportunities, and that's what it is and that's what it ain't. Okay, that's pitch decks. Woo, that was a lot. I feel like I've been talking for an hour. Okay, 45 minutes. That makes sense. Okay, how y'all feeling after seeing all of this? How we feeling? Some people came in late, but welcome.